Hey guys, little quick announcement before we get into today's video. Guardbro has a new channel. It's called Guardbros Field Desk, links to it down below. The reason why he's made a new channel is because his old channel, he likes to shitpost an awful lot, and the more shitposting you do, the more likely you are to get demonetized, and he's really sick of putting out stuff and it getting demonetized, and he spent a very long time on it. So he's going to keep it very clean. All the official new stuff is going to be on that channel, link down below. And of course, all the shitposts and stuff is going to stay where it is. Anyway, let's get into today's video.
I just saw a player throw a huge tantrum because an imaginary girl didn't like his PC after he got spanked in a fight. Sure, he'd been having a run of bad luck, but this made him spurg out like the DM shit in his milkshake or something.
Like, how bad are we talking here? Is this like a fully blown tantrum or what?
Did he actually get spanked?
Yeah,
like, on the bum?
The DM like bend him over
and go,
be
naughty,
like,
naughty, naughty.
Yeah.
PCs are at a big party thrown to celebrate an armistice. Nobleman belonging to a rival party is harassing a girl, with his big bodyguard watching him. PC decides to step in to defend milady's honour. In this battle of wits, he fights unarmed, and he's goaded into a duel. Ends up fighting the noble's champion. The PC is a rogue, and gets spanked in the fight. Girl gives him a sympathetic look, but leaves the party on the other guy's arm. Despite people being kind of, at least you tried, the PC pouts and gets pissy. Refuses to say anything but one-liners for the rest of the session. Later complains that the DM is picking on him.
Look, I can't jack off to this, guys, okay? That's all I'm putting
Why'd I
out
get
here.
my no girlfriend?
Look, it's a game of chance. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how it happens.
How the fuck do you get this old while being so poorly socialised? Does a man grow into this level of autism? Or are they born like this? I mean, my PC got killed by a poisoned steak pit trap, and I took it in stride because that's the way things go sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose.
But you didn't get no girlfriend, you didn't have no opportunity to get no girlfriend!
I mean, look, all I'm saying is, you're a rogue, you probably...
No, he's not a rogue.
No, he was playing
Oh, he is a rogue.
He was playing
Yeah, sorry.
1v1 and a fighter with no,
With nothing?
you're probably not gonna win.
I hope whenever they say spanked, it is an actual,
like you bend him over.
Like, in the middle of a fight, like, this big fucking bodyguard grabs him, puts him over his knee, and just starts...
that would make the story way more...
Way better.
You know what? In my head canon, that's
what's happening.
That's what happened. And that would actually make it a bit more justified than him being gardening. But...
I would laugh at it.
Yeah, I think it would be
Mainly.
funny. I think it would be funny. And you know what? And I would let... the thing is, because I do the shit like that to the DMs all the time, like all of them. So, if they do that to me, am I going to be that upset? No, probably not. Like, here, actually, I'll tell you one Teal fucking did to me the other week. So, we are going into Voldani Space which are like werewolf people, yeah?
Uh-huh.
And, of course, fighting werewolf people, we, sometimes if you get bit, maybe you have to get out a wee ooh-ooh. Teal was really enjoying it, so he was.
I'm sure he fucking was.
The last session we had was, so we're deep in Voldani Space, and we're more of like research, reconnaissance, mission than anything, because it's going to be like a big fight between empires and all that type of shit. Anyway, so we're trying to, go in undercover and all that, and we think, like, we should probably get some fursuits to blend in.
Oh no, you just didn't go about dressing like furries going,
we haven't yet, but we have had to. But
you're going to be doing that.
Yeah, that's what we're going to be doing.
Did you say Tails DMing?
Yeah.
No, Tails a furry.
Yeah. Fucking it. Yeah, look, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Take it in stride.
Sometimes you have to say your ooh-oos.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do, man. And try not to take it too thick personally, It's all a game. It's all a bit of fun. It's all about kissing your homies goodnight, am I right?
One of the things I've learned with certain types of DMing is that you do have to somewhat tailor certain experiences to certain characters. Another thing is that you have to encourage roleplay that benefits party cohesion, while giving actual character and game advice to players outside the actual game. You have to encourage certain actions rather than be a dice robot, because people go into these games usually thinking like Skyrim or Thief or some other video game. However, actual time and effort is at stake here, so people do absolutely get pissy when random chance falls in your head, and you can't do very much about it. I'm not saying suck off your players, because eventually it does get into a bunch of bullshit, but turns destructive actions into motivating actions. I would tell this guy to flat out that you understand he's pissy and you're willing to work with him, but he needs to reevaluate his playstyle. Tell him to take some fighter levels, or if it's too late in the game, just restat him through some MacGuffin thing, because really, we're all just playing pretend.
Yeah. Essentially, I feel like we don't do... I feel like we're victims of this, or maybe we're not victims of this, but I feel like sometimes by doing the stories that we do, I feel like, are we pushing this idea to people sometimes, Like, are we highlighting the bad all the time? When really, I don't think we should be taking stuff so seriously.
Yeah.
Are we victims of that? Are we peddling that sometimes? And sometimes I do feel like that. Sometimes I feel like, sometimes people need to just take a step back. It's a game. It's supposed to be fun. You're supposed to be hanging out with your homies, kissing them goodnight, as I said. And, don't... it's like anything. It's kind of like, whenever people, they smoke cannabis once, entire personality revolves around smoking green. And I do think some people get like that with role-playing games. Like, I played D&D once. My entire personality revolves around wacky D&D memes now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And sometimes, take a step back, reevaluate things, and just
go in with a fresh mind.
Yeah, just enjoy it. Enjoy, make the most of it, laugh, have fun.
There's a really stupid one I've been involving daughter fucking.
Oh Jesus! Have you been spending a bit too much time on Pornhub recently? By the way, she got stuck in a washing machine. That's a mum, isn't it?
That's a mum, yeah.
Mum gets stuck in a washing machine, sorry guys.
Our party picked up and raised an orphan girl, and eventually we sent her off to magic college. She hooked up with an elf dude, a blade singer. The party's cleric was really, really pissed off about that. He was really angry that she'd pick up a boyfriend. He didn't articulate it at first, but I eventually forced him to confess that he hoped that the girl was in love with him instead. So he was thinking that we were basically grooming her. Obviously I found that insanely disgusting, and so did most of the group.
Is there an irony in this that he was playing a cleric? A pedo priest? Is there something going on here under the surface that we don't really understand? I'm trying to think. The only story we have of picking up was in Lime of the Frost maiden game. We killed a Yeti's mother and we kept the Yeti cub because the Yeti cub seemed oddly adorable, and it was probably a bad idea because the Yeti cub probably wants to kill us. But anyway, we sent him off to go live with Illithids, so we're hoping that Tails does something with the Yeti cub and turns him into, Nemesis from, Resident Evil, and he shows up with, laser arms and shit like that, and, comes up and murders all. I think that would be kind of cool, to be honest with you. We never heard from him again until you best do something with that Yeti cub, because it's been the best part of a year, and I really want that Yeti cub to come back.
This awakened a memory I had pushed down pretty hard. Similar vein, but way higher on the autism spectrum. Playing in-game that's about a year and a half old at this point. One of the NPCs we deal with regular is this tough, no-nonsense paladin ship captain lady who takes us from place to place. Stern, but with a hint of soft side we all liked. Not interested in pursuing anything, but the elf monk player is crushing hard. Threatens me with killing my PC if my human sorcerer makes a move. Wasn't interested in it anyway. Can't help but shrug my shoulders, as most of us know the femme barb in our party, and the NPC have been sharing the occasional fling. At one point, we even try to help him with some half-thought-up love confession he has for her. Rolls an 11 with advantage.
Oh, God.
Guidance. And barbaric inspiration.
It wasn't meant to be, man.
She kinda just gives him a pat on the head and walks off. This awkward attempt at a relationship keeps going for a while, equally as well or worse. Still getting the occasional threat anytime I do something nice for the NPC, or have a conversation with them. All of this was tolerable, if a bit silly and occasionally frustrating. Fast forward to the end of this body snatcher arc where a lot of our NPC allies were kidnapped. Barb Girl pulls the captain out of the strange mirror prison. She kisses the barbarian. Full meltdown engage. Cue half an hour of screaming and crying both in and out of character. Calls me a faggot when I point out any of the obvious emotional cues she had made towards him to make a move. Game is still sorta going. End up stepping over his character, who is whimpering, "No!" It's your girl from the Trump inauguration.
Oh, no! Yeah.
In the fetal position and not even acknowledging him because we're still in danger. DM has enough. Kicks him out of the server to cool off. Half-hour break. DM gives him a thorough dressing down. Comes back, begging to retcon how his character reacts and keep a lid on it till we finally finish. Not the first or last time he sparked out, but it was the worst.
Look, guys, I should be entitled to my erotic roleplay, alright? And you should sit there and you should discuss. You know what, Mr. DM? I want you to give me wank material.
What I deserve!
I deserve wank material. In fact, I don't deserve wank material. You should let me out.
Honestly, I need it at this point.
Look, you know, I mean, that's some amount of attachment he's got to this paladin.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that's a serious amount of attachment. Like, you know, and sometimes, see, that's the type of stuff that worries me with people sometimes, because, like, you know, I've got a very carefree attitude when it comes to role-playing games for the most part. And, like, you know, I kind of just like, you know, if I get really upset about something, I'm like, you know what, it's a game. There's no point, like, you know, dwelling on something like that. There's more important issues in life. We've all got more important things going on in our life.
Like screaming.
Oh, well, maybe.
Than screaming and crying over a fucking tabletop game.
Yeah, sometimes, like, you know, you just need to reevaluate on what's going on and how you're going about it. And, you know, life's not fair and life's not always easy. I hope that helps someone, you know, in some way, shape, or form.
But if your biggest problems are in a D&D game, you're doing pretty good in life.
Yeah, honestly, man, you really are. If that's your biggest woes,
yeah,
if that's what, like, you know, really gets you down and depressed, then you're ahead of everyone.
Yeah.
I can tell you that right now. You are doing well for yourself.
Most people would envy you.
Yeah, most people I think would. Or would they? Actually, you know what? I'm not going to...
Actually...
You know what? That call, not sorry, guys. Please forget that.
So, you guys like models? Yeah?
Yeah, you like models.
Heard you did. Because we have a warehouse sale on now. Well, I don't actually know how long I'll be running for because... Go quick.
Okay, so pretty much we moved from keeping stock to print to order about a year ago, but I'll just take a picture and show you guys. We have a ton of stuff.
Needs to go. And also £5 pin-up models. Like, £5. Go.
So pretty much everything's half price, and just go ahead, check out and see what there is because there's tons of it.
Quick! Every week we're going to be doing a giveaway of the new pin-up model of the month, or if models isn't your thing, all of our homebrew content. If you want to be in with a chance to win the giveaway, all you need to do is subscribe. That's it. Hit the subscribe button. That's it.
Do it now.
But last week's winner was this guy. Well done! Yay! Round of applause. Yeah. Everybody stands up and claps. But enough of that. Let's get back to the video. Whenever a player introduces his waifu, I always kill him off, or some other thing, as a way to ascertain whether or not he's normal or a weird shut-in.
I mean, like, you know, that's a solid test.
That's a good way.
Well, first of all, if they show up, it's like, yeah, this is my wifey, guys.
He's a weird shut-in.
You know,
Here's a few notable incidents I've personally experienced. Your wifey just died in a mining accident. The guy then started crying harder than he did when his mom passed away, which he didn't at all. The fuck. Your waifu died in an orc raid. You find her broken body out of town. What do? Guy went red in the face and flipped the table over, screaming at me. How could you? Your waifu died to the plague, only to get resurrected and mind controlled by a vampire. What do? My waifu has feelings only for me. I kid you not. He cut me off mid-sentence and started yelling and throwing Cheeto puffs at my miniatures. You find your wifey curled around a goose. Once again, I got interrupted. What? The guy looked confused as the rest of the table started snickering and laughing. What's so funny? I had a little grimace as I replied sarcastically. PC failed in lore check. Religion. The session then continued as normal with the guy eventually leaving to use the toilet. Then a minute later, we heard a massive roar. I got caught!
You know what? I don't think
I don't think that's true, but it's fucking funny, man.
I want that one to be true. please, for the love of God, if there's one thing that we've done the last while, I want this story to be true. I love it. I think this is great. This is headcanon for me. This actually happened, and I'll accept no other alternative to that. So it looks like there's more to this post, so let's go for it.
He was so fucking weird. Here's a set of bullet points. The guy thought he was a genius, yet scored a goddamn 71 on an IQ test.
Is that not like... That's like seriously good. That's...
Alright, that's...
I don't know, like, I know 100's like average.
Only played his shitty furry OCs. Had constant meltdowns over everyone doubting he was bi. And if he was, it was a prison heist desperation thing.
Wait, what? So does that mean like...
Wait, what?
Right.
I'm not kidding. The guy creeped only on women and girls and paid no attention to the gay player. Had a mental breakdown over this ugly as hell, butt ugly, fiancé cheating on him with a toothless homeless guy mid-session in his bedroom while we were there.
Wait, what? No, explain.
The guy, I don't know, the guy was also 20 years older than her, and she was barely 18. Huffed so much propane in his shitty trailer shed, you could smell it in the kitchen. Constantly ranted about some guy that some popular blonde chick didn't like, and thus made him bad. In addition to the guy publicly doubting he was bisexual. Said blonde chick, he tried molesting at a party. Had a psycho mom that tried stealing my phone and was twisted out of her mind. Keep in mind, we only played 2 fucking sessions with him. All of this happened in 2 games. I
need more. This guy.
This is mad.
No way. Okay, you know what?
Somebody's a pick related as the guy in Trevor from fucking GTA.
Oh my god, that's fucking perfect. Oh my god, that's beautiful.
There's more.
No way, is there actually?
Yep.
Okay, let's go for it.
Imagine Shrek and Trevor gang raping a deformed leprechaun who then gave birth to greasier Bubba Hill with an Oedipus complex, and you got this guy. In any other place, he would have been left as an outcast, free to bum around on welfare with a government-subsidised truck to transport his free heroin, all bought and paid for by Uncle Sam. But in our town, you basically have 2 classes, upper middle class yuppie and lower class homeless, and they're all complete crackheads.
There's a town like that near us, actually.
Yeah, there is.
Unironically, it's like really posh. It's probably the poshest part of Northern Ireland.
Mm-hmm.
But then they've got this big, huge estate, and it's like the
meth central.
Yeah, it is. It's really methy.
The former acts like they're above the latter, but they end up using the same pushers, so they often rub elbows in the same places. This results in Shrek's rape baby being allowed to party with a local rich blonde girl and her orbiters. Made worse is the fact that he lets the homeless bum around his mum's shitty trailer, making him a local favourite for the invalids. When we showed up, the cops had broken up the local homeless city, so they had to migrate south. But we could still see remnants of their presence. Syringes, ratty rags just lying around, broken bottles, and the broken remains of the brothel tent. No, I'm not shitting you there. That still had stains on the fabric.
No!
Bubba also has no excuse for his god-awful life. When CPS removed him from his crackhead mum, they made him live with his grandparents, who gave him a job as an apprentice heater repairman with an opening into a trade school.
They said he had a really low IQ, so he probably couldn't do it.
In a town where you had to compete with hundreds of illegals and invalids for table scraps. That's a golden ticket. Only the shithead hated it, refused to work, and wanted to just play video on his computer. So one day, when his grandparents took his shitty computer to make him do something, anything, to improve his life, he called his own grandmother a cunt. This resulted in her slapping him, which made Bubba cry to CPS on the phone, which put him in the care of his shitty mom again, then cited denying his sexual identity as a big part of why. And he's one of the local furry bigwigs.
That is, that's possibly the greatest story
Why
I've
do
heard.
we never know any people like that?
You know what, I want to come in contact with more people like this. I wish I could. You know what I would love to do, unironically, to me, what we do out here is my dream job. Like, I love doing the printers. I love, like, literally, we dick about before a channel day. It's amazing. What I would love to do is, like, serious documentaries, like, really through and just meet, like, the weirdest people.
Yeah.
And just, like...
I'd love to meet fucking weird people.
Like, just the crazies of the day.
Because it seems that any time I'm out anyway...
Oh, yeah, you're attractive. Your ma's lethal for it as well.
Yeah, it seems like I have a magnet. If I'm in a bar with, like, I say, hundreds of people, I'm a magnet. I'm like a shining beacon to the fucking weirdos.
That's what you
aren't I though?
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. Like everywhere we go.
I always end up talking to a man with no teeth.
Yeah. I thought always the case.
And missing a finger or something. Like I always do, and I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know why. Yeah, it's
same with my mum.
Yeah, your mum's lethal.
I don't know why.
Honestly, we can't take your man anywhere because it just gets like you guys wouldn't even believe half the stories we tell you.
No,
like you really wouldn't. You guys just you wouldn't get it. I'm telling you.
I was standing talking to a fella outside Temple Bar in Dublin, and he was an older man. He must have been in like his 60s or 70s, and he was wearing like one of those paisley pattern shirts.
Oh yeah, another one.
Yeah, like something like Stephen Fry would wear, one of them shirts, right? Yeah. And white trousers, right? And he had one of his legs up on a seat beside me, and he was smoking a cigarette. And I was standing talking to him, and there was a load of other people talking to me, and so I was talking about him. Next minute, I looked at him and looked down. His dick was touching his knee in his trousers, and all he seen was the outline of a big veiny cock in his trousers. And I didn't know what to do, so I was like scratching my head, and all the other girls I was with were over talking to other people, and I kept waving them and going, waving them and pointing down, waving them and pointing down, and eventually they all noticed, so they all came over and started talking to him too.
I mean...
And he was like 70?
Fuck. No idea. But yeah, do you have any stories like this? Tell us, like, it doesn't have to be tabletop, it's just, like, really fucking bizarre encounters of the third kind.
Yeah.
Like, almost like, are they like aliens with human skin suits on that masquerade as human beings, but then once you start talking to them, it's like a glitch in the Matrix, and their robotics start to die. And I'm not talking about the normies, not the NPCs. I'm talking about like the really out there ones, you know. I want to know more about Shrek, but it's the very end of the thread, so I don't think we will.
No, I don't think we ever will again, but
that was beautiful.
Whenever you're down there telling us about your weird stories, check out the link to the website, to the models, subclasses, all that good shit. Hit subscribe.
There's a sale on.
Oh, sale. Yeah, go get some £5 titties, where you go.
£5 titties.
Hit subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get notified every time we post a video, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!
All those moments will be lost in time.